Hi everyone, Lisa Resnick here with Homes and Ops, drinking some conversationalist, ready to have, from Noble Creature, ready to have a conversation with Mr. Jeffrey Ryznar of 898 Marketing. Say
Hello, how are y'all doing? What's up, Lisa?
hey. So Jeff is not participating in the brew, really anything right now.
Three more days. 3 more days. Right after Lent's over, we're gonna pop a cold one, and most likely it'll be Penguin City, and I'll be hopping back on social media. So little things I did for Lent, but I don't know. Did I miss anything while I was off social media? Anything happening right now? Anything going on in the world?
I mean, there might be a little bit. Jeff's already a homebody to begin with.
Oh yeah, no. Me being at home is any day that ends in Y is a good day. So that's all right.
I do wonder if the introverts are going to be a little bit more extroverted, and if extroverts are going to be a little bit more introverted when this is all said and done.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because I was talking to someone and we were talking about a Zoom meeting, and we were having it with all of my former colleagues from the cabs who we still stay in touch with. And her response was, is it wrong that I already don't like hanging out with people? So now I just don't even like having a conference call with people like that. Like it's just lowering the bar of acceptance for an introvert. So, so it was pretty funny, but she ended up doing it, which is good.
That is awesome. So what have you been up to besides, like, I see your stash. See if everyone looks behind Jeff, is that a daily thing at the Ryznar household, or is that
no.
Is that
No, this is in preparation of our most likely more than 2 weeks of being home. So we stocked up. My wife is my better half in every sense of the word. So she's a physician. So she's been like 2 weeks ahead of stuff. She's been talking to, her colleagues and friends over in China and Europe that she trained with at Mayo and at the Cleveland Clinic where she was on staff. And she's been crunching numbers and looking at how this virus is interacting, and she's kept us prepared. So we have the essentials. We have frosted mini wheats, Scooby snacks, Dunkin' Donuts, coffee, and mac and cheese. So we're good. We're gonna be good. So,
I mean,
but no, this is
essentials to me.
Essentials. I mean, I think those are the new 4 basic food groups, I think, to be honest. So yeah. So, but no, we're hanging in there. We just taking it one day at a time, Lisa. That's all.
I mean, in all honesty, that's life in general. Now, also, I don't feel like time has slowed down.
Oh, no.
If anything,
no.
I feel like it's at the same pace, but less defined.
Yeah, ours is kind of picked up from 898 Marketing's perspective. All of our clients we've reached out to them. We've been proactive in setting up how we're approaching this. And even before the stay-at-home was called into order. So we've been, again, kind of ahead of what we're doing, and our clients have responded. They've wanted more. They've expected more. We've been doing more, and it just seems like every single day is nonstop. The minute you sit down to the minute you close it up and wrap it up for the evening, which sometimes isn't until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I think more people have time on their hands, so they're less distracted with office chatter or phone calls or being sidetracked by projects. So individuals are now, from our perspective on the marketing side, one, seeing how important what it is that we do in keeping messages and engagement and their brand top of mind. And now they have time to get involved into it. Now they have time to see what it actually is. And it's been crazy. It's been very busy, very grateful for the clients that we have who trust us and continue to be with us. And yeah, it's days are starting to run together.
So how's the creativity going? Is it just even more so outside the box than you could have ever imagined?
Yeah, it's really tough from our perspective because we feed off of one another. So that culture that we have in an office is really huge for us. Being able just to talk to somebody or go sit in the porch that we have or brainstorm on a whiteboard, it's really important for us to help others get that creativity going. And Zoom has been helpful, GoToMeeting, Facebook Live, and FaceTime. And I think a lot of our younger team members are seeing that actual cell phones do have a phone on it to use, which is cool. I know a couple of them said the first couple of days that the stay at home was in order, we started actually being at home the week before because I wanted everybody to get into a routine before this happened. There would just be too much going on. So we did that, and the first week, I think the consensus was that everybody was on their phone longer than they've ever been before, each day. And that's a good thing. It's just staying connected. So creativity is still flowing. It's a lot harder, but we're still doing well and keeping it going, as evidenced by what our clients are doing and what we're doing in the area. So
Jeff's office is super cool. It's actually it's my favorite style setup of any office.
oh, thank you.
I've worked in offices where you're compartmentalized in offices.
Yeah.
I've also done the workstations, the modular stations and stuff like that.
Sure.
But my favorite is the war room style. And that is basically open concept. And you're right, you feed off each other. And I think in every industry, it's beneficial. It's beneficial for people to bounce ideas off of. It's beneficial for people to hear how situations are handled by others in their office, in that professional field. I think that I love the war room style, and that's what you guys have.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. We've taken concepts from where I've been in other areas, just like what you said, that you see what works for you and what works for the group. But, I equate it to being at home with your family. Those family dinners that you have are valuable because you talk and you engage and you hear stories and you see reactions and you see how different people respond and handle to things like you said. So to us, that's our family dinner time. That's our dinner table that we gather around, and instead of enjoying the meals that we have, we're enjoying helping our clients and feeding off of one another instead of feeding off what's in front of us. So it's really interesting, and it's paid off in terms of our creativity, but also what we're able to deliver for ourselves and our clients.
And 898 Marketing, Jeff and Bill Brusu. I mean, Bill's the one who created my commercial for Burger, but Jeff was super smart to snatch him up. But I will say, like, as a friend, I mean, I know I've benefited from 898 Marketing, going in, talking things through, and then just one person, like, I'm telling you about an issue or something, and one person just is like, hey, have you ever thought about doing this? And it's just, it's fabulous to be able to have that work style happening in your office, because I do think it puts people to that next level.
Yeah, and it empowers them. I mean, it really does make them feel like they have a say and that they can make a difference. You talk about, vision statements and things like that. We say we're called to serve. Like, I want people to feel like they can serve in any capacity, and regardless of if it's Bergen Real Estate or Greenwood Chevrolet or Southwoods or the Holocaust Museum, whoever comes into our office, like, I want everybody to feel like they can contribute, that they have something to offer. So that style is very empowering and a very welcoming kind of setup to make that environment. So,
well, hopefully soon you guys will be back together, and that surge of energy will be felt throughout the entire office space.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I miss them. I miss all of them. I mean, we have morning calls Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that we start the day off with at about 8:30. So we connect and we talk. We've done group social or group happy hours on Fridays. I'm putting something special together for everybody, from an Easter egg hunt for Easter coming up. So I'm putting that together, and I'm going to roll that out for them on Wednesday, that they could do on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, there's creativity.
Yeah. So just I told them, I was like, if anybody I said this to them this morning, you can ask any one of them. I said, if anybody has any ideas about how we can keep this lively, can keep this going, let me know, because I don't want to see everybody just doing this in the morning while I'm talking. Like that's what it turns into. So, that's
Like
not
you're
our
a
culture. That's
teacher.
not who we are. Yeah, yeah. But that's not who we are. But so I'm trying to keep that going. But it's good. It's good. Everybody's happy. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's productive, and everybody's staying home, which is the most important thing right now.
Well, 898 Marketing, knowing that everything that we have to do with our stay-at-home orders and knowing the significance of religion in people's lives and understanding that. I mean, Jeff, you guys, along with WFMJ and
Mm-hmm.
DRUN, is that the name
Yep.
of the company?
Yep.
Have collaborated brilliantly to come up with a way to be able for us to touch base with our religion on a weekly basis. And this week, as we know, is a very high holiday week, whether it's Passover or Easter. This is a significant week for many people. I mean, we just even had Palm Sunday yesterday. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, DRUN has been a client of ours for quite a few years, and I've gotten to know Lee Yee, who owns DRUN, very well. We've worked on projects together and are working on projects with the Euro League right now and powering basically their fan community. So what DRUN is a privatized social community, and Lee has parlayed that into the school space. You name a school in the area, they're probably using DRUN to communicate. He's active in the sports and entertainment industry, and we've always talked about how this could be utilized from a faith perspective. But a lot of churches are not as progressive as other industries and as other businesses. And a church is a business. It really is. And but it's a very passionate business that's not based on it's based off of feeling and based off of hope and based off of those emotional connections. So he came to me and he's like, look, what can we do? And he's like, spend a night to think about it and get back to me and let me know how you think we should roll this out to churches. And I said, well, DRUN is affiliated with, DRUN has helped WFMJ for a little bit. And I said, well, let's roll this out. And I put together a plan that showed how WFMJ could be the driving force promoting all of these churches and giving them a reach to individuals. DRUN would be the actual architecture and technology to deliver free streaming services in a controlled, safe, and secure environment. And that was the big thing. Everybody can use Facebook Live, right? Anybody could do that. Anybody could go on Zoom, but you're not in a controlled area where you can donate, where you can allow children and their parents to feel safe and not being hacked or not being shown or displayed or content displayed that you don't want. So we actually created this, and I said at the end of it, okay, let's raise some money for the food bank and let's give people what all of us need right now to get through this, which is our faith. And from my standpoint, my Sundays are a ritual for me that I look forward to every single week. That's my time of reflection. That's my time of going to St. Christine and being with my own thoughts, my own feelings, my family, both my my real family, but also my church family at St. Christine's, and my Catholic faith is something that's important to me. And that was taken away because of this virus in terms of my ability to express that and celebrate it at church. So we put it together, and we put it together in less than 72 hours. And we rolled it out with the Catholic diocese here in Youngstown. We started with 3 churches. And over that first weekend, we had about 32 churches email in and say, we want to do this, help us do this. So WFMJ has since taken it all over and are managing it. And it really has helped bring people's faith to the forefront. And I think giving them a reason to have hope every single day in a very challenging time.
So, and which is all true and all good, but I'm not gonna lie, my favorite part about this is if I don't make it at 9 a.m., I can still watch it at 11.
Still watch it at 11 in your pajamas. All good.
It's terrible, but I'm like, let's take advantage of this flexibility.
I wish I would have saved the text messages that I got from the first Sunday, because I had people texting me pictures and texting me things that were just absolutely hysterical. Like, oh, never had Lucky Charms while I was at church before. Never was in my pajamas at church before. Like it's absolutely amazing. But you don't need to go. I'm not a believer that you need to actually physically go to church to believe in God or worship God. But
100%.
right now, it's routine. It are things that make things seem as normal as possible because we are at an abnormal time.
Yes.
And that 9 o'clock or 10:30 or 12 o'clock mass or service that you're accustomed to going to can still be there for you and give you that structure and that ritual and that normalcy that I think everybody needs right now.
And then what would they call me? I'm the would I be a lax Catholic, the one that like shows up for the holidays and
you're a P&P goer. Palms and poinsettias.
Yeah. That's me. So this whole thing is actually beneficial for someone like me.
Yeah.
Because the whole I can't make it at 9 a.m. or I can't make it because of sports or whatever it may be, or going for a run. Now I'm like, I could go for my run, come back. I don't even have to shower before I go to church. And I'm able to do everything that I would want to do, which is really nice.
Yeah, and it really is nice. I mean, and it's all denominations. We have Lutheran churches, Christian churches, non-denominational. I mean, it's really amazing to see the faith community come together. And even if they're not using WFMJ for this, even if they didn't buy into what we were doing and how we're able to help, it was a thought starter that showed them, hopefully, that there's a way that they can continue to reaching out to their congregation and giving them, like I said, what we all need right now is faith.
I'm hoping that throughout all this, I think that, like, I know with my own business, I'm going to take away best practices and lessons learned.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm hoping all industries across the board and businesses do the same thing. And again, this is beneficial to me that I'm hoping that maybe they'll maintain some of this for people like me that maybe wouldn't been able to attend St. Christine's at 9 a.m. but can watch it at 11.
Yep. And I think they are seeing that. It's again, it's being progressive, and it's understanding that, what's the saying that Albert Einstein said, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, that's the definition of insanity.
Yes.
What was done 40, 50 years ago is not the same as the practices and behaviors of people now. It's changing. Their faith hasn't changed, their beliefs haven't changed, but their behaviors have changed. And you have to accommodate for that. One of the things that we always tell our clients is you're not going to be able to change behaviors of customers overnight. It's a long process that it takes. So being able to adapt, the businesses that are able to adapt right now are the businesses that are going to flourish during this time. And when it ends, and it will end, and we get back to that time and back to a more comfortable place of normalcy that we're all familiar with, those are the companies that are just going to hit the ground running, and there's not going to be any lag time. And it's like you said, I mean, it's adapting and understanding the best practices.
It's pushed us into things that we have been maybe thinking about doing.
Oh yeah.
But because the other is still so prominent, we've pushed it off. So it's pushed us in advancing ourselves a little bit faster than we normally would. And I like you said, hope that after this, you still maintain what you've adapted to, but also bring back what we missed, what we've been missing the past couple of months. So.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the reason why it pushed people, because I don't think people thought this was a serious pandemic. I think there are people, the majority of individuals that, I've had the flu, or, this is SARS, or this is the bird flu, or this is Ebola, nothing's going to happen. And it's that ignorance and lack of respect for what is actually happening and going on, like that it can't happen to me syndrome. Well, it's happening to all of us.
Well, I actually thought about that because, listen, I was one of those people that up until probably the stay-at-home request before order on the 16th of Monday, was still out and about. I mean, I wasn't in large crowds or anything like that, but I was still out, not really concerned about social distancing with my friends that I was hanging out with.
Sure.
And I thought about that because typically I'm one of those people that if you tell me not to do something, I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
I'd be too afraid I'm going to get caught. Like, no, like karma's.
See, that Catholic guilt is still in there.
Oh my God.
Catholic guilt is still in there.
Still there. So I'm thinking like about the magnitude of people and the transition that it's taken for people to really grab hold and take this seriously. And I look back and I'm like, well, you hate to, well, you don't really hate to say it, but I think a lot of the explanation is what the message was to all of us for how long until they finally were like, you know what, we're gonna have to get serious. So
Yeah.
I think that what's been difficult is the shift in the mindset. You went from telling people this is just like the flu.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, it's not.
That was huge. Yeah.
Like it's not in the United States. We have this controlled. Blah blah blah. Like it's just like flu. Like most people won't even know that they have it, whatever it may be. To bam, it felt like overnight of being like, no, we can't handle this. It's everywhere in the United States. We're all like, we have to flatten the curve. Like I felt like it was within a 48-hour period.
It was. It really was from a mass media standpoint. It really was. And you know that whole thing that they tried to pass it off as it being the flu. You know, there's a big difference between this being the flu and are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, sorry, I had a phone call come in.
Okay.
It's a big difference between this being the flu and this being flu-like symptoms.
Yes.
And that's what it was. It was flu-like symptoms that triggered all of this. And I think people just heard what they want to hear. And I also think that the message was out there the way that our government from the top down wanted to put it out there to not cause panic. But it's not something to joke around about. I mean, we're talking about, I saw, we had 9,000 cases in one day and like 1,300 deaths in one day. I mean, come on, man. I mean, those are Hall of Fame. Those are Hall of Fame averages, man.
And we know that there's such a small percentage of people being actually tested.
Yeah. So it's, you take a look
at home.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. Mimi and I talk about it all the time. She goes, the scary part is we don't know the denominator.
No.
We don't know the total number of people that have it. We know who are dying from it, but we don't know the total number. So we have no idea how big this is. And that's why we just wanted to figure out a way that we could at least do some good in our own way. We're not frontline people. We're not those individuals who are wearing masks and in the ERs and in the ORs and in the hospitals and in the nursing homes and the EMTs and the firefighters and the police. We're not them. And we're not trying to pretend that we are, but there's something that each one of us can do to help get through this. So this weekly faith worship that we put with WFMJ and what we're helping out with one of our other clients over in Israel is really our way of showing that we're trying to do something to dampen the curve, even on our own terms. So,
which is absolutely awesome. And one thing is for sure, I think that for those that maybe have lost a little faith in community and people should look at this and see what everybody in our community has been doing throughout this time is just absolutely amazing. It's heartfelt. I know you're not on social media right now, but there's a lot of love out there, Jeff. A lot of love.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you saying that, and I the feelings there. I mean, I just want to help, and I think that this is going to teach people a couple things. I think it's going to teach us that we don't need as much as we have in order to be happy and in order to get by.
Yep.
I think it's also going to teach us all that the world of social media and the world of digital engagement is a useful tool, but it will never replace the human contact that a hug or a handshake or a clank of a beer or the lighting of a cigar together or you know, that camaraderie of roasting marshmallows over a fire pit, you know, those things that we take for granted and that we never thought would ever be taken away from us, hopefully has been revived with an even greater sense of appreciation and need, not want, but an actual need for us to be who we are. So
100%. Well, thank you very much, Jeff, for coming
oh,
on.
absolutely.
And
Thanks for having me.
One day we'll cheers, and it'll be after Lent.
Wednesday night. Yeah, Wednesday night. Lent's over Wednesday after dinner. So I will cheers to you. I'm going to send you a pic Wednesday night with my Penguin City. Absolutely.
Kind of like the picture of the palms in one hand and the white claw. We won't name names.
No one's naming names. No finger pointing at all. No finger pointing at all. No finger pointing at all. So, well, thank you for having me, Lisa. You know, I'm always happy to join you, and I'm honored you keep having me back. So whenever you've got a space in that calendar, give me a call, and I'd love to connect with all the Homes and Hops people.
Definitely. You and Mimi.
Absolutely. I think May 18th, right? Mimi and I are going to be on?
That's right.
Nice. All right.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, it will be. And congratulations on your Athena Award nomination. Very well deserved and very, very.
To your wife.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a party.
That is.
It's like, I'm kind of hoping, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm kind of hoping neither one of you wins, because that means you guys are going to have to be like civil and like have be able to say your speech and your acceptance speech. I want to have some fun that night because we're going to be cooped up for a while.
This is true. This is definitely true. All I want to do is hear Dr. Amy Atkin and just celebrate friends that night. That's all I want. I think that'll be the great.
I mean, how crazy is that? How crazy is that? Like, she's the guest speaker. She's the keynote speaker at this event. The woman who's literally guiding us through all this, who's from our area, and it's just going to be a good night. So everything you're doing has earned that and then some. And I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you're up there grabbing the award. And if you're not, you're grabbing another White Claw with me and Mimi. So.
Oh, heck yeah. It's a win.
So listen, tell your husband Shabbat Shalom. Have a wonderful Passover. Have a happy Easter, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.